Hi, welcome to an All Levels Vinyasa Yoga Class. My name is Reno Gorman, and this is the first time I've ever taught a yoga class online on a video, so bear with me here. This will be all level style yoga class. I'm not using a block because I'm assuming you might not have all the yoga props at home. If you have a yoga block or if you have a strap or any prop you'd like to use, go ahead and grab that. And I think we'll focus a little bit extra on the upper body. We'll get lots of shoulder stretches in, some upper body strength, and we'll do lots of twists to open things up and kind of work on some more back bends. And we'll try and get in some arm balances and inversions if that's in your practice. And I'll try to give as many options as I can. Make sure you got enough space, you got your yoga mat rolled out, and let's start with some grounding and breathing first. So come into a comfortable sitting position that works for you. If you need to, sit up on any kind of props, lay your hips about as high as your knees. And let's just roll out the shoulders a few times. Maybe one shoulder at a time, so you can kind of feel the nuances going on the left and right side. And letting the shoulder blades land, sliding down the back, leaving your shoulder or your collarbones feeling nice and broad. Do a few yes motions with your neck. Do some no motions, some twists for your neck. Not seeing anything that feels off or anything that feels good in your body right now as you move these movements. Some side to side movements, neck, and some circular movements. I start with the lower half first. Side to side, and then the back half, side to side. All right. Feeling that tall spine from tail to head. Take a big breath in. And exhale out the mouth. Follow the next 10 breaths before we start moving around again. Seeing if you can make each breath feel a little bit longer and a little bit smoother. Allowing the belly to expand, the ribs, chest, collarbones to expand. On the exhales, gently squeeze your abs to get more air out. Noticing anytime your attention drifts, giving yourself credit for noticing where your attention goes and then redirecting back to the smooth breaths. Let your body, let your mind be entranced by the breath. We'll do our best to tie our movements with the breath for the next 60 to 75 minutes of this practice. Setting the intention to getting to feeling mode, out of thinking mode. This is an opportunity to step away from thinking about the past, worrying about the future. This is a chance for you to feel what's going on right here, right now. This is a chance for you to be mindful in your movements, mindful of your breath, to empower yourself through self-care, through self-awareness, to re-energize yourself. And an opportunity to find peace. Starting with some simple movements. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up. And the exhales come right down the center. Simple rhythmic movement, warming up the shoulders gently. Inhales, open, expand, reach. Exhales, pull everything towards center. Do 2 more of those at the pace of your own breath. One more. Smooth, even inhale, expanding and reaching up. And smooth exhale, center. In similar fashion, we'll inhale, open up the chest, arms out to the side. As you exhale, bring the arms together and round the back and fold. As you inhale, belly expands, ribs expand, chest expands. As you exhale, the chest closes, belly closes, and you fold. 2 more times. Opening, expanding, arching like you're doing cow. Exhaling like you're doing cat. Round the back, fold in, squeeze all the air out. Last round, smooth, long breath in and out. Squeeze and fold. We'll inhale and open back up. And then we'll exhale onto hands and knees in tabletop. First few breaths here, let's maybe shake out our legs, ankles and toes after sitting for a while. And kind of paw at the ground a little bit. Wake up those hands and wrists and fingers. Again, as we focus on the upper body, we'll be spending a bit more time on our wrists and fingers. So you could be doing some of these little wrist push-ups, just kind of coming off the heel of your hand a few times. You could be doing that left and right. Or if it feels okay, doing both at the same time. All while keeping that breath going. Alright, and let's try spinning the hand around. You can have the back of your hand gently pressing into the mat. You can try at some different angles. The fingers can point down, to the side, or to the other side. And not driving a huge amount of pressure or a huge stretch, just a little bit. We don't want to make the wrist totally noodly. We want to keep some strength in there. So it's so gentle, little hello stretch, and then back at center. Turn the eyes of your elbows to point forward like you're screwing your arms into the floor, and we'll do some cat-cows. Inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. Inhale cow, expand. Exhale cat, squeeze it out. 2 more rounds. Inhales, open it up. Exhale, squeeze and lengthen the backside. Inhale, expand the front of your body. Exhale, cat. Let's lift the right arm up on a breath in, and then exhale to thread the needle across, just for a few breaths. Bracing your right arm down to the floor, left arm either reaching overhead, or I like to pull on that right wrist and have the right arm pull back against it so that you're lengthening, opening up that wrist a bit. Let's take just 2 more breaths here. Breathing maybe a little bit extra into the back side. And then having that left hand push us back up. You can roll out that right arm a few times. Get a little reset and release. And move at the pace of your own breath. To get to the other side, left arm's going to reach up as you breathe in. Exhale and thread underneath. Turn around so you can watch. Again, that spare right arm could go overhead, or it can pull across on that left wrist. Trying to feel a little bit of a twist for the spine and get into the upper back, shoulder blade area. So for at least 1 more breath, direct your attention and your breath into those areas. Open up, lots of space to breathe in. roll out, shake out that left arm. Let's push it up and back to a down dog. Go ahead and pedal out the feet for the first few breaths. Just kind of waking up calves, ankles, and toes. And then have your hands nice and wide, your fingers spread nice and wide with your hands about shoulder distance apart. Get the arms as long as you can get them to get the shoulder blades to shrug up a bit, up the back. And then have the knees hinge a little bit so you get a pretty straight line from your wrist, shoulder to hip. From there you can work on straightening out the knees and trying to reach the heels towards the floor. But we want to keep a pretty straight line from wrist, shoulder to hip. Let's take a big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale, look up at your hands. Step or walk it up to a forward fold. And consider rolling out your wrists. So we take a few breaths here. Swaying to the left, swaying to the right, and taking a final breath down the center. Bend your knees as you come all the way up, reach up tall. We'll take a side stretch off to one side. Breathe in. Side stretch to the other side. I'm kind of pulling on my hand here. Create a little extra stretch. Breathe in as you reach up. And then hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Gently wiggle your shoulder blades closer together. A couple more breaths, opening up the chest. Even wiggling your jaw. Making that whole front line a little bit longer. On an exhale, bend your knees and fold forward. Couple of breaths, releasing the neck from the shoulders. So shoulder blades are sliding up the back, and you can roll out your neck a little bit here. You take your best breath, and then lift up halfway, releasing the arms out wide, like airplane wings. And then fold forward, wrapping your arms behind the legs, allows you to spread your shoulder blades and get a little bit more of a deeper, more leveraged forward fold. Let's take one more big breath into the back of the lungs here. Lift up halfway to get an easier inhale. And then exhale your hands down to the floor, plank position as you step back. Just hold this for a few breaths. If this is a tricky or a challenging pose for you, just have your knees on the floor. We'll do a lot on our hands, a lot of arms. We're going to get a workout there, so we don't need to crunch our wrists or hurt our shoulders. But if we're feeling all right, let's have the legs straight. Legs are tight, butt's tight, and don't let your chest sink down. Push your chest away from the floor like you're doing cat pose across your upper back. Okay, as you exhale, you come forward and slowly lower down. Cobra Pose. Inhaling up. I love feeling the sides of the back with Cobra. So you can walk that left arm over to the side and just kind of squeeze that right side of your back on this first time around. You might even lift that right leg just a few inches to feel the muscles on the right side. And after a really honest breath there, do it on the other side. Go over towards the left. See if you can feel new sensations on the left side of your back. After a good breath, bring it back to center. Last couple breaths. Both sides of the back are now awake and alive. Peeling up as far as we can without it hurting the low back. Take your best breath, and then we'll lower down one backbone at a time. Long spine. On our whip, let's squeeze our abs so much that maybe our belly button lifts off the floor. And then push up onto hands and knees, and back to a down dog. Few breaths, pedaling it out. Remember that strong arms means the arms are long. We're rooting down through the whole hand. The whole circle of the palm of the hand is rooting down, not just the heel of the hand. We take our best breath in and out. Look up at your hands. You can step or you can hop up to the front of your mat. Halfway lift to breathe in, and I often roll up my wrists here a little bit. Forward fold your air out. Inhale and rise up. Side stretch. Inhale long. And side stretch. Inhale up. Exhale the hands back behind you. Big breath in, arch the spine. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, release the arms wide. Exhale the hands to the floor, step or hop back to your plank. Follow an exhale to lower down. Cobra Pose. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and down the back. And exhale down one backbone at a time. We'll take a big breath in, squeeze the abs, and then push it up and back. Down dog. Inhale to look up. Exhale, step or hop. And if you hop, land lightly. Halfway lift to breathe in. Wrist release. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale and rise up. As you take your side bend this time, you could drop the underside arm for a slightly different feel. Inhale, both sides get long. Exhale to the other side. Make that side you're stretching as long as possible. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale the hands back behind you. Moving fluidly here, breathing in as you back bend. Exhale as you fold. Halfway lift, release the arms wide. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step or hop it back to your plank. Big breath in. Exhale, come down slow and steady. Moving with quality rather than quantity. It's not a race. Breathe into your back bend. Exhale and lower. Take a big breath in. Push it up, down dog. Inhale, look up at your hands. Exhale, step or hop up, forward fold. Halfway lifting to breathe in. Exhale, fold. One more time with that whole sequence. Inhale, rise up. Pick your favorite side bend. Both arms or just one arm coming over. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale to the side. Going for a very consistent rhythmic breath and movement. Inhaling up. Exhale the hands back for that shoulder stretch. Breath in, expands the front of the body. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift, breathing in, release the arms. Exhale, hands to the floor, step or hop back to your plank, and lower down on your exhale. Inhale to Cobra. Exhale, lowering down one backbone at a time. Take a big breath in, strong abs pulls you up. Exhale, up and back to down dog. Inhale to look up. Exhale, step or hop up to the front of your mat. Halfway lift to breathe in. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Few breaths, keeping your back pretty upright. Try to resist sticking your butt out, pitching the chest forward. Weight in the heels. Looking up, press the hands together. Keeping that press in the hands, squeezing the levanta. You get one more breath here. And then hands, heart center. Relax upper body. On an exhale, hook that left elbow across onto the right thigh and knee. Stay here or open up the arms for one last breath. Inhale, returns you back to center. Exhale, twist the other direction. Stay there or open arm twist. Inhale, spring up onto your tippy toes. Be as tall as you can be. Shrug the shoulders up the back. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your butt. For one more breath, reaching up tall. Slowly grounding the heels, forward fold. Halfway lift to breathe in. Exhale the hands to the floor, step or hop back to your plank. And lower down on an exhale. Up dog or cobra. So up dog if you want to float the hips. Exhale to down dog. Going right arm up in the air, or right leg up in the air. Roll the hip open. You can bend the knee. Try to make that right side really long. On an exhale, bring your knee towards your elbow or even up higher towards your armpit. Cat spine here. Push everything away from the floor. Don't let things sag down. Push away. Inhale, lifts it up. Exhale to the opposite elbow, or even up higher to that left armpit. Inhale the leg up as high as you can. Step it forward. Warrior one. Sweep the arms up. We're going to exhale the hands back behind us. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, humble warrior. Leading with your heart and then head. When you breathe in here, you get a little halfway lift to lengthen, create some space. Exhale, drop down like you're trying to get the top of your head to touch the floor. Then we'll inhale the arms back up, warrior one. Once you're steady, we're going to see if we can hop into an eagle pose. Left leg wrapping around the right, and then left arm wrapping around the right. Stay here with the back vertical like we practice in our chair, hugging the ribs in. Or purposely add a little hunch in a forward fold to help spread the shoulder blades. As we take one more breath here, we're going to open up wide arms in a mountain pose. Exhale, fold. Give it a halfway lift. Exhale the hands to the floor, step or hop back to plank and lower down. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left side, left leg's coming up. Again, you can roll the hip open to get a little extra lengthening that left side. You can bend the knee if you like. Keep both arms long here. Don't collapse on the shoulders. On your next exhale, knee towards your elbow or up higher into your armpit. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale to the opposite side as high as you can. Inhale, lifts the leg up. Exhale, steps it through to warrior one. Strong stance. Wait for your breath. We'll wait for an exhale, sweep the arms back. Get a breath in, expanding the front of the body. And then exhale to humble warrior. Remember, if you need space to breathe in, create that space for the inhale. Lift up a little bit. On an exhale, we can drape down maybe a little bit lower. On your next breath in, sweep the arms round and open. Before we balance an eagle, take a big breath in. And the back right leg hops around. Exhale, seals off the arms and chest. Squeeze hard. If this balance is hard, you can kick down your right toes onto the floor. But keep on squeezing the arms and legs. Stay here, or purposely fold forward. And just notice if that changes how it feels or how you breathe. And let's work on always coming out of balance smooth and steady. Okay. Get the back vertical. Open up the arms. That right foot lands lightly. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step it back to a plank position. Now let's go into a side plank. On our left hand first, right arm goes up. Okay. This is a little bit tricky. Have that left knee onto the floor. All right? And that way you can manage how much weight is on that left hand. All right? Either way, with either one of these, you might be able to lift up that top right leg. Go for one more breath. Keep your chest as far away from the floor as you can as you roll across to the other side. So we're trying not to collapse the shoulders. Hips are trying to stay high as well. Legs are squeezing, butt is squeezing. Everything is really tight and engaged here. Left leg might be able to lift up. Take a big breath in to help come back down to a plank position. As we work with chaturanga a little more specifically here, maybe bring the knees onto the floor or walk the hands forward just a little bit. They don't need to be directly underneath your shoulders, especially if your wrists bother you. Okay? So I'll practice with my knees on the floor. Elbow creases point forward, so as you lower down halfway at the furthest, we're also pitching forward, like you're seeing how far your head can reach. And hold it for 3, 2, 1. Push it up and back, child's pose. Roll out your wrists. If you want, you can sweep your arms back at your side. We're going to try that one more time. So again, totally fine you have your knees on the floor, especially if there's a bit much on the wrists. And I'll demo just going down like a third of the way or a quarter of the way. Okay? Big breath in. Come down to a point where it's challenging but doable. Okay? Elbows hugged in, as long as you can be, everything's tight and engaged. 3, 2, 1, push it up and back, child's pose. Shake out those wrists, release tension out of the body. Take 2 more full breaths. And then find the easiest way up to a down dog from here. In down dog, let's have our middle fingers point forward. Or if that's not a good angle for our wrist, turn it out just a little bit. It could be your index finger that points straight ahead instead of your middle finger. Test that out if you've never tested it out and see what angle is working best for your wrist. All right. Let's have the right leg lift up. Exhale, knee to elbow or higher. Maybe you can add a little push-up here. Inhale, lifts the leg up. Exhale the knee to the opposite elbow. Maybe a little push-up here. Inhale, lifts it up. Exhale, steps it through. Reverse warrior. All right, so like a warrior 2 with a side bend. If you want, pull on that wrist with your spare arm. It's nice to be able to pull on something in yoga. We don't get to pull too much. And then we're going to a side angle pose. To be as long as you can be on that left side. Even though you're reaching with that left arm, kind of glue your left shoulder blade onto your rib cage. Reverse warrior, pull it back up. Exhaling back to that side angle pose. You keep the arm here like we did before, or sweep it around to your low back. This is a nice shoulder neck release. Okay. Obviously, I set this up for the bind. Okay. Maybe that right arm is reaching down towards your block, towards the floor. If it can go a little bit lower, you sweep that right arm underneath the thigh and knee, and the hands clasp. We're going to continue to open up the chest towards the wall and look up. Take your best breath. And then reverse warrior. Bring it back up. On an exhale, Dragonfly Twist. That left arm lands near your right foot. That back foot probably needs to pivot or adjust just a little bit. Both feet pointing forward, right arm reaching up. From here, take a big breath in. Exhale, squeeze into the twist a little bit deeper if there's room. Take another big breath in. Step it back to side plank. That right leg steps back. Or if you can, it lifts up into the air. Okay. From here, take your best breath. Land slowly out of this balance into a plank position. Maybe that right foot stays in the air for a more challenging plank. Lower down halfway if you want to go to up dog, or all the way if you want to go to cobra. Breathing into your back bend. Exhaling down dog. Inhale the left leg up into the air. Exhale, knee to elbow. Optional push-up if you can. Inhale the leg up as high as it can go. Exhale, cross to the opposite side. Push up if you can. Inhale, reaches it up. Exhale, step it through. Reverse warrior. Make that left side really long. Consider pulling on that left wrist. Exhale, side angle pose. And find length, but still shrugging that shoulder onto your rib cage. Next exhale, pulling it back up. Reverse warrior. Very methodical, mindful movement. Exhaling back into your side angle pose. Arm can stay long here if you like, or sweep it around into your low back. Stay here, or reach towards the floor. Keep the chest open. Explore neck movements, or go for that bind with the left arm underneath the left thigh and knee. Hands can interlace. If you're working on that bind, resist the butt, winging out to the left. Pull your hips towards the middle of your mat. All right, one more time to reverse warrior. Open it up. Exhale, Dragonfly Twist. That front knee is at 90 degrees. We can twist a little bit deeper on the exhales. Take a big breath in and step that left foot back. It's okay if you want to put your left hand down first to step it back. The left arm can come back up. Left leg lifting if it can for the last breath. And then coming down to your plank. Left leg stays lifted if possible. Coming down nice and slow. Halfway or all the way. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg up as you breathe in. Exhale, knee to elbow. Push up. Inhale. Leg goes up. Exhale across to the opposite elbow. Push up or just hold here. Inhale brings it up. Exhale steps it through. Reverse warrior. Exhale to the side angle that you like. So now you got the back side of me, if you need to see that, bind. Taking just 1 or 2 more breaths here. Keeping a movement. Reverse warrior release. Exhale to the twist. Left hand, near your right foot. Get a big breath in, and then right leg steps back. Wait till you're stable. All right. Plank with the right foot in the air if you can. Maybe a little alligator hop. Maybe. Halfway down. Up dog or cobra. Exhale. Down dog. All right, other side, last side. Left leg lifts up. Knee to elbow. Push up. Good. Inhale, lifts it up. Exhale to the other side. Push up. Inhale. Reach the leg up high. Exhale, step it through. Get to your reverse warrior. Open it up. Take as much breath in as you can. Side angle. Pick the version you like. You can keep the arm long if you want, or go for the bind. One more breath. And at the exhale, strong abs to pull you up. Then you can breathe into your reverse. Exhale to your twist. Right hand on the floor. After a solid exhale, you get a big breath in. Left leg steps back for the side ankle. Or sorry, for the side plank. When everything's steady, turn to plank, put the left leg up in the air, maybe one of those crocodile hops. It's all optional. Okay. Halfway down or all the way down. Cobra or up dog. Child's pose, or just seated. Sometimes I prefer just sitting upright, a little bit easier to breathe. In child's pose, we'll shake out the wrists a little bit. Right. Meet me up in down dog when you're ready. And give yourself a pause. You can always hit pause at any point in this video if you need a little extra time to rest. Okay? So when we're in down dog, sometimes we'll get the cue to hop up to the front of our mat, and that can be a really big hop. So let's break it down. Let's make it simpler, because it can be a lot on our shoulders to carry weight, all these different angles on our shoulders now. So let's start by just seeing if we can look in between our thumbs. Arms are locked and strong. Just do a little hop. Maybe you can kick your butt a little bit, kind of like a little donkey kick. If that's feeling good, we take a little more hang time. Keep the elbows straight. Keep on looking in between your hands. And think about how high you get your butt up in the air. Maybe break it, that big hop down into half. So just hop up half the way. Keep your arms long and hop up all the way to the forward fold. From here, let's come into a squatting position. Roll out your neck. Shake out those wrists a little bit. Okay. Before we get working into our crow pose, we'll do just a couple warm-ups. So from our Navasana squatting position, see how low you can get down. Raising your arms across the shins. Exhaling as you try to go just a tiny bit lower. Not so far that it hurts. We're never going to push as far as it hurts. Okay. Take your best breath. And let's roll onto our back. We'll take a brief little release in bridge with the feet on the floor. Lift up your hips. And I love using this pose to release upper back and shoulders. So smush and massage your shoulders down your back. I feel good. Lean to the left and to the right. Find at least one more honest, full breath in here, and then come down nice and slow. Happy baby pose for a few breaths. You can rock from side to side, maybe getting one knee to touch the floor, or almost touch the floor. Okay. Holding onto your feet, see if you can rock up to your boat pose here. Okay. Happy baby boat. All right. Ananda Bala Navasana. Okay, from here, we're trying to pull our chest forward, and then we're going to bring the soles of our feet together like we would in Baddha Konasana. Okay. From here, we're going to try and pull our chest and feet as close together as we can, and we're going to try and hook our elbows across our shins, or maybe even your tricep, your upper arm on your shins. With the legs squeezing in and the arms pushing against the legs, you don't need your hands hugging your feet. And this is kind of like a sitting crow pose. We need that bind, that pressure between the arms and the legs. Okay. Take your best breath. Memorize this feeling in your legs, in your abs. Everything's pulling in towards center. Okay. And then let's see if we can get to a squatting position. If you need to, you can do a little rock and roll up to your squat. Now, two ways we can set up crow. Similar to how we just had it, our arms might be bracing across the shins, the elbows kind of wing out, the legs kind of make a little bit more of a diamond shape. Okay, that's one way we can lift up into crow. The other way is to push as much of our tricep along our shin as possible. Make a lot of contact, get the knees up into the armpits. This is how I prefer to do crow most of the time, but sometimes I'll do it the other way. Okay? Either way, we need to get arms and legs pushing strongly together, hips up high, and just like we practice in Chaturanga, we're seeing how far forward we can pitch our body. Legs coming up if possible. If not, that's fine. Maybe we take 70% or 80% of the weight in our hands. Okay? I'm going to stay here a little bit longer. If you got the pose, try adding some movement. Try adding some push-ups. Or try just to get your arms as straight as possible and keep the body as far away from the floor as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step or shoot it back, and we'll lower down. All right. Right arm straight out to the side, and we'll roll open for a chest stretch. Flip around so you can see. Arm is straight out to the side. I like bending both my knees so I have some easy balance and stability. Right. Spare left arm, wrap around the back if we want, or it could stay right here. We want to feel this across the chest, armpit area. Take one more solid breath. Okay. And then we'll switch. Left arm out to the side. And it's okay if it's angled down or up a little bit, but more or less out at about 9 o'clock, and roll. Don't overstretch this one. Keep it like a gentle, moderate stretch. Don't rip your arm out of your shoulder socket. Intense kind of stretch. Good. Let's take another breath in and out. Right. Push it up and back. In child's pose, take your right arm and reach over towards the left corner of your mat. And then pull the hips down and back. So you get a little side stretch, a little opening across the right side and right armpit. Moving with your breath as much as you can. Inhale, lift up. Other side, exhale, left arm across. Hips pull back. We want the left side feeling really long. Great. Back at center, let's lean back. Stretch the tops of our feet and ankles here. If you need to, you can go way into it on one side, or you can use your hand to kind of massage the ankle, shin area. the side. And then getting a quad stretch. So our arm is going to be back behind us. Lift your hips. If you want to go into a full camel, you can do full camel. For me, that kind of hurts my back. If you want to lower down to your elbows, that works too. But keep on lifting your hips up so you feel it in your quads on the top of your thighs. And for a couple more breaths, head back if you can. Bring the head back up, rest of the body, and down dog. All right, let's explore fallen triangle and flip dog. So the right leg's going to go up, bring your right knee to your left elbow, and then I start with the leg off the floor. I'll bring that left arm up. Okay. I'm trying to resist that right knee from dropping down. I'm lifting it up. Extending it with a long leg makes it a little more fun. I try to have strong inner thighs and lifting that leg up. For a lot of people, it just stays on the floor, and that's fine. That allows you to kind of open up a little bit more. Okay. Hands to the floor. Three-legged dog. Right leg up. Step that right foot back behind you at first. It could be like a modified side plank. My hips and chest facing the wall. If I want to go a little bit further, I can have my hips rotate up towards the ceiling. My shins are more or less straight up and down. This right arm could be overhead, or this right arm could be in the lower back, supporting the lower back. Bring that right arm back up, and then over three-legged dog. Big breath in. Exhale, step it forward. Interlace your hands underneath your thigh, and you can pull up, creating some traction and some pulling. You do this with straight arms, bent arms. We want to pull some space into the wrists. And then we'll bring the arms up. Okay. Big breath in, and then we're hitting warrior three. I always try to lift up into the balance, and then make it more and more horizontal. Okay. Squaring off the hips as much as you can. Keeping that back leg really active. So either point through the toes or point through the heel. And we'll slowly turn it into standing splits. Left leg up in the air. Inhales, lengthen. Exhales, increase the forward fold. Maybe just stay here with less help from the hands if you need a challenge. Or try these little scissor kicks through a handstand. Scissor kick a handful of times. Or maybe you can hold your handstand here. With that left leg up high, lift it one more time up into an airplane pose for strong back and core. We're landing slow and steady crescent lunge. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling the hands down. Step it back to a plank position with the right leg up into the air. Optional rock hop. Or exhale halfway down. Up dog or cobra. And then down dog. Left leg's going to go up on the breath in. Exhale your knee towards your right elbow. I'll demonstrate the leg down first here. We can have that leg extended. So it's pointing at 3 o'clock. More fun if it points towards 2 o'clock and if you let it slide out. Take a few more breaths here, resisting the hips from dipping down. In fact, see if you can lift the leg up. Really strong in your thighs. Okay. Three-legged dog. Left leg up. Step it behind you. Again, totally fine if this is a modified side plank. You can even drop the right shin and knee here for the modified side plank or for flip dog. Okay, so this would be flip dog with my shin on the floor if it's not feeling right in your body. The left arm could be overhead. Some of you can go all the way into wheel pose here. I can't. Maybe you can. Or we can sweep that left arm into our low back. Which for me always feels good for the chest and neck. Let's bring the left arm back around. Three-legged dog. Big breath in. Exhale, step it forward. Wrist release. Pull up on your thigh. Again, we usually do a lot of pushing and compression in yoga. This is a nice little cheat to get some pulling in, creating space for the joints of the wrist. Come up, maybe you roll out your wrists. I'm always rolling out my wrists as I enter a pose. Big breath in first, and then we hit airplane or warrior three. Keep that back leg active. Keep on reaching from toes to fingers. Find a smooth, steady transition. Let it take a breath or two for it to turn into standing splits. Going frame by frame, keeping as much control as you can the entire time. And you don't have to do the handstand kick-ups here. You can just stay in your standing split. Going to that place, it's challenging but doable. Try to release the head, neck, so that your inner ears are upside down, training you for inversion balances. Take a big breath in and then lift it back up into your airplane or warrior three. Okay, creating strong back, strong hips. And always working the exit of your balance. Bend that left knee, right foot lands soft. And then it's Crescent Lunge. Big breath in. Exhale the hands to the floor. Plank position. Left leg in the air if you can. Croc hop if you can. Lower down halfway or all the way. Inhaling up dog or cobra. Exhaling child's pose. Alright, next, let's do a modification of down dog. We use dolphin pose on our forearms. Can you have your hands together so that your elbows are about as wide as your shoulders and hands can come together? You can make a fist, you can press the hands together. If you're feeling really sturdy in dolphin, keep your hands and arms about shoulder distance. Okay? Having the hands together works fine. We're going to work on getting that straight line through our arms, shoulders, and hips. Okay? So we'll see if you get your ears in between your arms if you can. Totally fine to bend the knees here. Don't collapse the shoulders. Keep on pushing through as much as you can. And then let's explore here. Walk your feet up towards your arms. How high can you get your hips? How steep of a triangle can you make? It's okay if the knees bend. Walk the legs up as far as you can towards the arms and take your best couple of breaths here. Don't collapse the shoulders. Keep on pushing through. And now walk the legs back so you're in a forearm plank. As horizontal as you can get it. Push your chest away. Don't collapse. Think cat spine. All right? And then back up to the middle ground, dolphin pose. All right. For the next 20-30 seconds, finish with some good upper body strength. Push it up to your down dog. Lower back down to your dolphin. Left, right, left. Right, left, left, right. Keep it going. Taking a break only if you really need it. As soon as you're all rested up, come back up. Knee is back. Elbows, wrists, wrists, elbows. 10 more seconds. Keep it going. This will make your handstands, your arm balances a little bit more stronger. Last one, up to down dog. And rest. Start coming down into a sitting position. So, rolling out your shoulders, wiggling out the shoulders. And then, one of my favorite wrist releases. Slide your hands underneath your thighs, clamp down, put your hands between your thighs and calves. Pull and stretch from side to side. Get a nice little smush and pull for the wrists. And I can even pull all the way up to the trapezius at the top of the shoulder and into the neck. So let me see how much time we got here. Okay. Let's try one more balance. And it could be a balance from a twisted chair, or we could work our way to side crow. So we'll kind of pick and choose. Find your way into a chair pose. And I'm going to twist my left elbow across. On the exhale, I can get it a little bit further over. And maybe I just stay here with a broad chest, and I can explore balancing less and less on that left foot. Maybe it's just tippy toes, or maybe that left foot can reach back. It doesn't need to, so explore that balance if you want to stay on the right foot. For you side crowers, squat down low, bring your right arm onto your right side. Hands close to you, not so far away. Keep them close, and lean onto the side of your arm. Okay. Slightly more advanced is staying off that right elbow. So you're using just your left elbow. Okay. And if it's really steady, maybe some push-ups. Or down onto your forearm. And that's probably long enough if you're just in that chair balance. Come back to center. It could be in chair or just standing. Breathe, reset. Okay. It's a little bit harder to breathe when we're twisted up, so catch up on your breath before you do this other side. If you're working on the foot balance, put that right arm across. Pick something you're going to stay at the whole time, and take weight off that right foot. Okay. Shooting for about 7 breaths. Side chorus, we're going to squat down a little bit lower. Really try and get that arm across. Left arm on the side body, or not. If those push-ups are a little crazy, stay where you're at, or add some leg variations. You can scissor the legs. We're also working on not collapsing the upper body down. Pushing the chest as far from the floor as you can. Maybe working onto our fingertips for the one-arm balance. I'm not going to show off and do that today. And the next breath or two, come down with control. Always trying to maintain stability and control in all transitions. All right. Find your way onto your back. Slowing down a little bit. Let's lift up into a bridge pose. Don't have to crank it up. You don't need to force yourself into the deepest one. Let's just use this as a way to release upper back, neck, and shoulders. Open up the front of the body after those last couple of poses. On an exhale, lower down nice and slow. And then swipe the legs from side to side. All right. Walk up to sitting. Sit on our hands for fish pose, or just have your hands close to your butt. That works too. Expand the chest. Lean back onto your forearms and elbows. Expand the chest again, and slowly bring the neck and head back. Explore how it feels to push more weight into your butt or more weight into your elbows, and find that Goldilocks zone. I will often do some yes motions with the neck here. We'll hold this for just a few more breaths. Your head is very heavy, so this can be a nice workout for your neck. Only let the head hang back if that feels okay on the neck. Bring the head up, and we'll lower down. Bring your hands to the back of your neck and the base of your head. Just provide some extra length and massage for the neck and the base of the head. Feel really nice to get a release at the top of the neck and the base of the skull. Go all the way up the back of the head even. A couple more breaths. Maybe even smushing the side of your head. A little scalp massage. Working way towards the temples at the side of your head. You might even go into the jaw. Get a little release, massage for those jaw muscles. Relaxed eyes, relaxed tongue. So next, we'll do an inversion if we can. So I usually offer a shoulder stand as the main inversion. If you can do a headstand, great. Go for it. Set up a headstand, and we'll shoot for about a minute or two in our inversion. So if you need to in your headstand or handstand, take a break. Come back up if you want, or join us for the shoulder stand. For the shoulder stand, bring your shoulder blades in together. Shoulder blades squeeze towards the midline, so the elbows will stay pretty close to the sides. And we'll roll up. Hands on the low back. And if this is not the greatest spot, come into plow pose carefully. And wiggle the shoulder blades in even a little bit closer. Then come back up and just feel that structure. From here, good to stay strong and still. I love working with the leg variations. Also, keep your head and neck in place here, so don't look off to the side at the screen here. Just listen to my voice. Right leg comes down nice and slow as the left leg stays right there, and then bring the right leg back up. Keep the right leg stiff and long as the left leg lowers down, and then lift it back up. One more time at the pace of your breath. Right leg lowers down, lifts back up. Left leg lowers down, left leg lifts up. Diamond shape, Baddha Konasana. Push the feet together. And then side splits. One leg out to the side, one leg out to the other side. Right next to the door, so I'm about hitting the door, but you get the idea. Alright, eagle legs. Wrap the thighs, knees, and calves around each other and give them a good squeeze. Explore if you like the knees close to the face or further away from the face. After an honest breath, flip flop the legs and give them a good squeeze. Finally, if we're still in it, plow pose. Try to keep some length and space in the front of your body here. Try to resist fully collapsing on the belly and chest. And breathe as best you can. If you can stay longer, go for it. Stay for as long as you feel stable and good about it. Otherwise, let's start coming down nice and slow. One vertebra at a time as best we can. And then find a place of relaxation and ease. That's Baddha Konasana. Our knees resting against each other, or just resting in Shavasana for a moment. Next, 5 to 7 breaths. Whatever is an easy position. So let your body be at rest. Focus on the quality of the breath, not just the quantity. So if you want full deep breaths, they probably are a little bit longer, but don't just drag them out for the sake of being as long as possible. Go for a smooth, organic breath. It's just naturally a little bit longer. More breaths like this, and we're going to try our best to take things slower as we wrap up our practice. So I encourage you to try and move from pose to pose, these last few poses, move in a way that allows you to keep this steady breath. Come up to sitting, maybe you grab the back of one of your legs, and you could fling your way up, or just roll onto your side and come up. Let's work on some hip openers. We didn't get too much hip opening here. So finding a straddle sit. I usually like to rock side to side a little bit. Let's take at least a couple breaths. Smooth and easy, sitting tall. We want to push our butt into the floor here. Belly button pulled forward a little bit. The heart lifting. And then on an exhale, we'll slowly walk the arms out. And you can sway side to side a little bit. We're not jamming ourselves down. We're just slowly melting in a little bit deeper. And if this is bothering our knees, let your knees bend or bring your legs in a little bit closer together. It doesn't need to be cranked out as wide as possible. But if it's not hurting your knees, go for straight legs. Point through your heels for that extra stretch. Take a few more breaths here. Pushing the sit bones into the floor gives you a longer spine. It gives you more space to breathe. Inhale, let's come up, and then let's side stretch over towards that right side. You can keep that left leg long, or I get more of a side stretch when I fold the knee in, like so. If that bothers your knee or hip or anything like that, keep that leg long. A few more breaths. That left side being really long, and maybe that right side restoring some length on the breath in. Exhaling, sliding back down. Waste one more of your best breaths. I wait for the end of an exhale to pull up, and then I can breathe in. Exhale over to the other side. Allow it to take a couple breaths to come into the full version of the pose. And you'll come in smoother, come in deeper if you work with the rhythm of your breath. We're not fighting against our body, trying to work with our body. Hopefully by now finding just that right spot that you can hold steady for about 3 to 5 more breaths. Again, I like to use the end of an exhale where my abs are the strongest. Pull myself up. Inhaling at the top. Let's come down the center one last time. But if your knees are feeling a little overstretched, just turn into a diamond shape, Baddha Konasana. You still fold forward and you still open up the hips. Again, I'm not jamming it, I'm allowing the pose to naturally release, go deeper over the next few breaths. Thinking I'm kind of like I'm practicing for Shavasana. So noticing when my attention hops around. Using positive reinforcement, give myself credit for noticing my attention has drifted. And coming back to physical sensations and easier breath. Sit tall when you're ready to breathe in. Okay. Legs unfold out in front. And we can use fish pose or we can use wheel pose. as a follow-up. We'll do a quick demo of fish. We did it earlier on the elbows. Expand the chest, neck and head back. If you prefer wheel pose, it's a little more active, but I'd say we get some back bends in. You can get them into Urdhva Dhanurasana or wheel for around 5 to 7 breaths total. Expanding the front of the body. Legs are active in both of these poses. Come down, hug the knees in towards the chest gently and rock side to side. From here, we can do the figure 4 stretch for the side of the hip, or if you like pigeon pose, we can come into pigeon pose. Demo that here in a sec. Figure 4, we can use our hands, right, to brace the leg. We can grab either leg. Whatever is the easiest way to support it. If you prefer pigeon pose, roll up, find pigeon. If you didn't get enough back bending into your practice, you take about 4 or 5 more breaths in this pose. You could be in the back bending version of pigeon where you're upright, maybe grabbing that back foot to get the chest and arm stretch here too. So always being mindful not to overstretch in this position, whether it's figure 4 or pigeon. Mindfulness to the sensations happening right now are key to a fruitful practice. If you're on your back, figure 4, just bridge or happy baby to rinse it out. If you're in pigeon, step out to a down dog briefly, pedal it out, and then come into the other side. I like taking some wiggling movements in figure 4 and pigeon until you find just the right spot in your hip. And pause. See if you can take about 5 breaths there. Bring your attention back to a smooth, organic breath. Sensations in your body. You might be tensing up your shoulders or your jaw unnecessarily. Using our mindfulness to release and relax. Release in a way that allows you to continue breathing in this slow fashion. And we'll meet back up on our back for a gentle twist. It can either be both knees coming across for a reclined twist. I like just having just one leg come across. Do what feels best for you. 2 legs or 1 leg coming across. And you can look in the opposite direction. Go for a gentle twist. Once you find just the right spot for your leg or your legs, relax. Probably don't need to flex many muscles here. Take 1 more breath. Gently roll it back to center. Take a couple breaths at middle. Maybe hugging the knees back in, resetting the spine and hips. Waiting for an exhale when the timing's right to gently roll to the other side. And I like to roll completely onto my side at first, and then roll the chest open. Once I find just that right spot, spine feels long, hips and legs feel okay. Imagine like you're practicing Shavasana. Ability to fully relax. your best exhale. Unwind to center, big breath in. Gently hug the legs in, exhale. There's one last pose you want to do before Shavasana. Hit pause. Take that last stretch or two that's going to round out your practice. Right. Cool. Welcome back. Flop out the legs. Shake them out. Find just the right spot for your Shavasana. I'm just checking the time. Okay, so we're going to take about a 7-minute Shavasana. And I'm going to just kind of guide you through some relaxation. So make yourself comfortable. Maybe getting some pillows or blankets. Prop up the knees or to wrap up in. Turn off the lights. Find just the right spot for your legs, your arms to rest in as you lay on your back, your eyes closed. Consider taking a big breath in and out the mouth. Maybe last chance to shake out the wrists, fingers. Just right spot for them to relax in. Wiggle your jaw. Let them relax and rest. Just remind yourself how important it is to be able to find rest, to let this body get a break. Finding that balance of body and mind, finding the power of the mind. A little bit of attention and awareness can help us relax a little bit more. Imagine like your whole skin, the whole outer shell of your entire body can relax 1% more. Scan through the muscles of the body from the top down. Imagining like the muscles can just let go of the bones. Just getting down to the jaw and the neck. Shoulders. Arms. Hands. Even the fingers can relax a tiny bit more. Back to the shoulders. Back. Rest of the torso softening up. All the way down to the hips. Legs, front, the back, the inside and the outside muscles of the legs, softening and getting heavier all the way down, the ankles, feet, even the toes can soften up 1% more. Imagine even your bones can rest and relax a tiny bit more. We'll rest here for a few more minutes. One more minute. Scan the body over one more time to see if anything could be just a tiny bit softer. See if you can rest your attention on your breath, but try not to change your breath. Gently observing the breath while letting the body breathe the way it wants to. Mental note of how it feels. Be totally relaxed and still. And take your time gently waking up the body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, feeling your body through gentle little movements. Legs and arms gently moving around. You can reach your arms overhead. And then if you bend your knees, you can either just roll onto your side or hug your knees in towards your chest and lay there for a moment. And then eventually come up to a sitting position like we started. Sitting however is most comfortable for you. You get your hips up about as high as your knees, easier for the back. Before we finish things out in the last couple minutes here, let's just check in with the shoulders like we started. Inhale, we bring the arms around and up. Exhaling down the center. 3 times total. Do it twice more. Inhale, sweep it around and up. Exhale to the center. Last one. Inhale, opening, reaching. Exhaling down the center. You can leave your hands heart center in the prayer position. Just fold your hands up on your lap or resting on your knees. Let's take 10 more final breaths. Not forcing the breath, but allowing your body, trusting your body to breathe the way it needs to. Giving yourself permission for this final minute to not have to worry about the future, reflect on the past, but just continue to be in the feeling mode, feeling your breath. Feeling this sense of peace. Your attention back if it hopped around. Feel these 3 final breaths here. sure you thank yourself for taking the time to take care of yourself on a physical level, mental level, emotional level, on a spiritual level. Taking the time to take care of yourself is such a big deal. And it's so empowering to feel at home inside your own body, feel comfortable inside your own skin, to be at peace with your own thoughts, even if it's just for a moment. That's a powerful thing to be able to do. And it's a skill that we always have to keep on coming back to, no matter how good we get at it, no matter how many times we've done it, we always got to keep on practicing it. So I hope this continues to be a lifelong practice for you. Maybe you can come back to this video some other time to take the class again, or take some of the other cool classes we got here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Being a part of the Yoga Seed community. Light within me honors the light within you. Namaste. If you have any questions or want more information about the Yoga Seed, our website is theyogaseed.org. All the class schedules up there, workshops, trainings, all that kind of stuff's there. We're located on 1400 E Street in Sacramento, California. And we're a nonprofit organization, so we can only stay open and thrive because of the community that helps us thrive. So we can always use volunteers, and we could always use donations to help keep the classes running, to help pay for the teachers and help pay for students who can't afford it. We have a sliding scale fee, so people that have a tighter budget can still come to classes, whether it's online, whether it's in the studio, or whether it's in our outreach class. Your donations help a lot. So even if it's just $5, or if it's $500, or if it's $20, it goes a long way, and we really do appreciate it a lot. So thank you for your time, for your support, and for your sense of community.